Okay, it's time now for our Great Day Morning Mix. Fans of the comic strip Dilbert will have to find their laughs elsewhere. Global media company Andrews McMeel Universal cut ties with the cartoonist Scott Adams following his recent social media commentary on race relations in America. Adams was responding to a poll asking Black Americans if they agreed with the statement, quote, "It's okay to be white." The poll said just over half of the respondents agreed with this statement. Now, Adams decided that made Black people a hate group, and he said this.
And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from Black people.
Adams failed to acknowledge that the phrase, "it's okay to be white," was actually popularized by the white nationalist online and is often used to troll people. Newspapers across the U.S., including the Washington Post, dropped the Dilbert cartoon in response to his comments. Adams said on Twitter that he was only, quote, "advising people to avoid hate," and suggested free speech in America is under assault.
He was basically saying, like, the response from African Americans makes them a hate group. And so then he said, as white people, we should avoid them, as a hate group kind of thing. The whole thing is just like, what?
It's not the solution to race relations,
No, it's not the solution. Right? And we're going to see a lot of this more coming out too. The talk about free speech, is it under attack? He had a book deal coming out that's been dropped. Of course, comics have been dropped after 30 years and whatnot.
Hundreds of newspapers across the country. And everyone's having the same reaction to this.
It just didn't make sense what he said.
Well, he ignored, as we said at the end, where this phrase even comes from. Back in 2017, it has a long history of being tied to white supremacists. And when you ignore that fact of being out there with the poll, then you're just ignoring truly the facts of what was behind that poll to start with, and then also encouraging people to spread more hate, right? You're saying this is a hate group. What are you telling people to do by telling them to not get along and just avoid each other?
It's a very good point.
Terrible.
We'll leave it at that. Okay, on that note, we all need a little bit of a laugh to start our Tuesday. So you might have seen this by now on social media feeds. Banners along Massachusetts Avenue in Northwest DC. Yes, you're reading that right. Massachusetts is missing the last S. So we reached out to the Mount Vernon Trial Community Improvement District. The president tells us while the information they sent to the printers spelled Massachusetts correctly, the misspelling happened sometime during the digitization process as the banners were being made. Those misspelled banners made it through the production process and were still installed, and nobody caught it. At last check, the signs are still there. So yes, you may have been right at the top end, but who's putting these up and realizing and not noticing that it does? Yeah.
I want to criticize them, but that is something I would do
right
now.
We've all done that, right?
I'd be like, all right, I just need to hang this. Okay, moving on, and not even look at what it says. I can totally see how that happens, but mom brain is a real thing.
We all do. I mean, especially if a project you've worked on. I mean, how many times have we gone through scripts and there's still misspellings or still because your eye is just not catching it because you know what it says.
Yeah, it's just just so funny that they're like public signs hung up there. That was a good laugh for today.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Massachusetts. We're going to Massachusetts.